Today we're going to look at the Amazon TT Star wireless mic system YM-2. So be sure and watch to the end, and all the links will be in the description. So what's in the box? Well, for $39 we get the transmitter, we get the receiver, we get the head mic, we get the lapel, we get a static mic that goes on the receiver, much like a handheld. We get a phone bracket that attaches here. The transmitter attaches here, and you can use the static mic. We get an array of fittings. We get an extra mic muff, and we get a charging cable. So for $39, you get pretty much everything you need, with the exception of a wall wart. You will need to purchase your own wall wart to plug the charger into. So let's look at the build quality. Well, the build quality, immediately when I took it out of the box, I was shocked to learn that this is an aluminum case. I was so expecting plastic. For $39, I was so expecting plastic. But this one, I don't know if you can hear that, but this one is aluminum. This one sounds more like plastic, but perhaps it could be aluminum as well. But this thing is heavy. I mean, it's got some weight to it. Both of them, the transmitter and the receiver, they have some weight to them. So it feels like an aluminum alloy, or just maybe 100% aluminum. I'm not sure. I haven't scraped the paint to see, but yeah, it's very sturdy. It feels like it would last a while. It feels like it would last a long time. The transmitter is small, and the receiver is even smaller. So I think my only complaint about the build quality would be the head mic. It is, I mean, it's okay, but it just seems a little flimsy. Everything else seems to be on par with other brands. Of course, this is plastic, but that's just your stand. That shouldn't be taking much abuse. It should just be static. But your moving parts and your parts that you use mainly seem like they're sturdy. This seems like aluminum. This seems like plastic, maybe a hard plastic or so. But yeah, I would give the build quality of these components, so the ones mostly used, I would give them a good 8 out of 10. So let's look at the pros. The first and foremost, this thing is plug and play. You simply plug this in to your device, and you put your headset or whatever mic that you want to use, and it's connected. It automatically connects, and you're up and running. I mean, literally within 5 seconds, you're up and running. Number two is it's compact. I mean, just look how small these things are. I would say this is probably 3 inches by 2 inches. This one is probably 1.5 inches by 3 inches, and it's really small for what it is. I remember the old Shure packs. I remember all the way back, I mean, even 20 years ago. I mean, you would have to carry a suitcase to go wireless, but that's not the case anymore. These are really small and compact. Number three is the battery life. I've used it for 2 consecutive hours, and as you can see, I'm on number 2, but I've been using it off and on at home. So so these are used, what we use them for is we use them for our church service. And the preacher will put it on about 10:30, and he'll leave it on standby. And then as he talks, he turns it on and off. So, we are having, unless he's preaching, we do have a lot of on and off. But we've used these for 2 consecutive hours at a time. And when I took it off of him this Sunday, he still had 3 bars left. He still had 3 bars. So now there's 2 because I've been using it and I've been tuning it for the sound demo coming up. But it just really went to 2. So yeah. Number 4 is it comes with plenty of options. I mean, the box is just packed plumb full of microphones and options. You have the headset that I showed you earlier. You have the lapel, and you have the static mic that just plugs straight into this. And you can sit here just like a regular microphone, or you can sit it on your desktop and speak into it. And I would say that out of those 3 options, your headset is going to be your best option as far as quality and loudness and clarity. The lapel, of course, unless you're a loudspeaker and have a good radio or TV voice, you're going to have to gain up on it a little bit. And depending on your static mic, depending on your voice, if you're soft-spoken, you're going to have to gain up your mixer or perhaps your phone or whatever, which could introduce static or white noise. So, just be just be in the know about that the headset will give you, obviously, the best quality because the microphone is placed closer to your mouth. Number 5 is it's inexpensive. Again, at the time of this recording, I paid $39.99. And again, the link is below from Amazon. I'm not sure if you can get these anywhere else, but I get all my stuff through Amazon. So the link is below. You can go look at it. $39.99 to my door. I mean, you just can't beat that. I mean, the closest competitor is, I think I looked when I was researching these, I think the closest competitor was $99, and it was still an off-brand. The closest competitor for a well-known name brand, which would be probably the Shure, I think was $249. So that's a 6-to-1 ratio. You can buy 6 of these to 1 Shure. So hypothetically, if you get 3 months out of this, then you can get a year and a half of audio for 1 Shure. Is it built like a Shure? Probably not. Is it as clear as a Shure? No, that's debatable. Mine is really clear, and we'll talk about the sound quality a little bit more whenever we get down to number 6, which is where we're going now. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So yeah, so the sound quality, guys, I can't tell the difference between a mic, a wired mic, and this through our system at church. The sound quality is really good. I've never had it break up on me. I've never had, once you get it tuned, now, I mean, you're going to have to set your gains and your EQ and stuff, but once you get it tuned, I haven't had any problems out of it. We've used this thing for a while now, and I've never had any problems out of it as far as the sound quality goes. Again, there's no delay in signal, and I cannot tell the difference between when the preacher is using a wired mic or this. So there you have it. Number 7, it's durable. I mean, again, like I said, I believe that this is some kind of aluminum or something, some kind of thin, maybe aluminum casing. I do believe this is plastic, but I believe this is aluminum. Now, this is static. This just goes straight into your board and it just sits there. However, this one is going to take more abuse. So that would make sense if they did make this an aluminum casing. It would make sense. So I'm not 100% sure that it is, but I would say it is. Now the top and the belt clip and the bottom there's no doubt in my mind that they are plastic. I've never had a problem out of them. They seem durable. They seem tough. The belt clip, I don't know. We'll talk about that when we get to the con section, but But yeah, the belt clip could probably be better. But again, there's your charging port there on the bottom. It's attached to the plastic housing. So number 8, range. The description says it's 300 foot. I doubt it. The farthest we've taken it is about 20, 25, 30 foot at the most. I would say from one end of the sanctuary to the other would probably be 30 foot, and there would be no walls in between the transmitter and receiver, so it would be a clear line of sight. And we haven't had a loss of signal not one time have we had a loss of signal. So number 9, there are 32 frequencies in the 900 megahertz range on this. There's 32 frequencies with 20 channels. So if you are experiencing interference, maybe you need several of these, then you have 20 different channels to choose from. So that would give you the option to mic up 20 different people with this system here. So let's go ahead and look at the cons now. So the cons, there's only 4. And the first one is it's a 3.5 millimeter plug-in rather than a mini XLR. And we know that the major name brands use the mini XLR plug-in. That just, to me, and I know it would probably raise the price, $10, but to me it'd be worth that $10 because I have looked for accessories that has the proprietary connector on it. As you can see, it's a 3.5, but it's got a screw on the top, and I just can't find any. So if my mics go out, or if I lose them, or whatever, I'm kind of just stuck with what I have. Now, I mean, it's only $39. I get that. You could probably just buy another one just for the accessories to have on site, but still, I wish that they would have used a mini XLR rather than a 3.5 millimeter. The second one is they have short cords, especially on the headset. So I would like to see a cord about twice this length. It's a 2.5 to 3 foot cord, 3 foot being the maximum. But our preacher has to keep the transmitter in his pocket rather than his belt clip because it simply will not reach. So I wish they would have thought a little bit more about the cordage. Number 3 we have already talked about slightly is the belt clip. Maybe it's a good thing that he doesn't use the belt clip because I'm not sure how long the belt clip would actually last in a real world use situation. First off, it's too tight. Right there, you have almost no give at all. So to take it over a pair of jeans would perhaps crack and stress the mic clip. Now, if you're going over a shirt, you should be fine. But who's going to do this? I mean, it's silly. So the belt clip perhaps could be removed and maybe use some Velcro or something, depending on your needs. But yeah, it's definitely a con. Number 4 is per the manufacturer. This system is not compatible with Apple, Mac computers, or Bluetooth speakers. However, in full disclosure, I do not know anything about an Apple OS. I'm an Android, Linux, and Windows guy. Windows being last. But I use Linux. I have not tried this on any of my Linux machines, but I'm sure it would work. So if some of you Apple gurus, Mac gurus out there knows if this will work or even knows how to get it to work, then I invite you to leave us a comment so other people can learn as well. So other than those 4 cons, for $39, I don't think you can go wrong with this. But let's look at the live demo. I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and I'm going to use 3 different microphones. I'm going to use the headset, I'm going to use the static mic, and I'm going to use the lapel. And we're going to look at the sound quality. I'm going to play it. I'm going to speak, and then we'll move on to the next one.
It says this in Genesis 3:15, I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your offspring and her offspring. He shall bruise your head, but you shall bruise his heel.
Okay, so I have her on, hooked up, and this is the mic, the head mic. And as you can see, as I go back and forth, you can tell the sound difference. Now, one thing I don't like about this head mic is this. I just don't like that big black muff windscreen being there. It just kind of looks weird to me. But if you can get past that, then I think you would have yourself a pretty good wireless system. So let's change the head mic to the lapel. So I have made no adjustments to my gain structure, my EQ, or anything. I just simply took it off, put this one on, and started recording again. So check 1, 2, check 1, 2. I'm speaking at the same level as I have done the entire video at. Check 1, 2. So now let's look at the static mic. So here is the static mic, much like the headset, except it's portable. And as you can see, now this windscreen, this muff is quite a bit larger. So I didn't like the one on the headset, and I certainly don't like this one. But this is for the guy who just wants to carry it around and just kind of, hold it like a handheld mic. It's not. I'm not sure if that would be very comfortable. It's square, and it just doesn't feel good in your hand, but you could just set it, as it's advertised, you could just set it, especially on the stand here. So it goes in here, your mic stand, your belt clip goes in there. You can't see that. I don't know if I can. Anyway, your belt clip goes in there, and then this would just come out like this, and your cell phone would go in here, and so you would basically have it set up like this. Of course, that would be pointing to you, but for that application, behind the camera, perhaps, maybe, but to just carry it in your hand like a SM58, 57, I think I'd rather just have the round mic. So yeah, as far as sound quality goes, I wanted to give you an idea of the 3 different mics that come with it. And for me, I think the best clarity and sound is through the headset. Second would be the static mic, and I'm just going to set this down right here, and I'm just going to speak into it for the remainder of the sound clip. And I think following behind would be the lapel. I feel like the lapel could possibly be doable if you had a loud, nice, rich radio or TV voice, as we call it. But just for your soft-spoken, maybe females, I'm not sure if it would work very good with that. I think you would have to gain up too much on your board, and that would introduce white noise. And I would rather just have someone either use this or the headset than to hear the white noise. And you may not even hear the white noise in the room, but you would definitely hear it if you're gained up too high and you're doing an audio recording. So let me give you my final thoughts. So my final thoughts. Would I recommend the YM2 wireless mic, which, by the way, is still active? My answer would be absolutely so. Look, for $39, you're not going to find anything within this range of value. I'm not sure if I would go out on tour with it, but for me, we use it at our church, our preacher, and maybe we'll have an instance a guest speaker or something would use it, but we use it once or twice a week, and I feel like for $39, I would highly recommend you at least trying this product out. And Amazon, of course, has a 30-day return period, so if you don't like it, you'll know within the first hour. You'll know by the time you get it hooked up if you're going to like it or not. I have seen some inconsistent reviews, but that's why I wanted to go ahead and do a review from a worship leader and a church perspective, to where to let you know that my experience has been a positive experience. And for $39.99, I don't think you can go wrong with it. I think if you do get a bum one, you know what? I would probably, if I did get a bum one, I would probably send it back and try another one, because mine is exactly what we were looking for at 1/6 of the cost. We were actually looking to get a Shure. Now, within that, if we did get a Shure, we would have more options than this, but within this package comes 3 different mics, and with all your cables you need, all the cords you need to hook it in to whatever you want. They have one for the camera, and they're even labeled. They have one for the camera with a specific input. They have one for the phone, which I'm using right now. And they have adapters, 1/4 inch to 3.5s. They have everything you need in the box. The only thing you will need to do is charge the battery and buy a wall wart for it. And you can just get the standard. The one I use is just the standard Android style 5-volt wall wart, and it charges probably within an hour, depending on how dead the battery is. When you first get it, the battery's going to come with probably 1 or 2, where mine came with 1 or 2 bars, and I just went ahead and charged it up. But that took probably an hour, and for that hour, we have used it consecutively that I can tell you that I know it works for at least minimum of 2 hours. What I may do is I may not charge it this week and see how long it lasts, because we do have a backup pulpit mic as well, and see if we can get perhaps maybe 4 hours out of it. But again, the manufacturer says up to 6 hours. I wouldn't even try that. And I think they also say up to 300 feet. No, I'm not trying that either. If you're going to be 300 foot out from your receiver, then I don't know what to tell you. That's a pretty good distance. But anyway, so yeah, would I recommend it? Absolutely so. The link is in the description. I highly recommend that you, at least if you're in the market, at least give it a shot. And if you have any questions or comments, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.